By now, you've definitely heard that the next Pokemon games, and the first Pokemon games to be on the Switch, will be Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. And by now, you've also more than likely heard that the success of Pokemon Go will be making a big impact on these games. And we can immediately see that being taking place just by the titles of the games themselves. But aside from all the information and rumors that we've received, I'm willing to bet that these games will go a step further and find a way to implement the characters and story that has been established in Pokemon Go within the main series Pokemon games, with a primary focus on one character in particular, Professor Willow. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why I think we'll most likely see Professor Willow make an appearance in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee as a significant character in the game's story, and quite possibly as one of the main professors in the game. What's going on, guys? HybridHero here. I know with all the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee talk, the hype is back on a rise, and it's great to see the Pokemon community this way again. I'm hoping that we're all gonna have a fun ride towards the release of these games. If you do enjoy the video, then be sure to hero punch that like button. If you don't, hit that dislike button. Let me know how you feel. Comment down below with your thoughts and opinions once you're done watching the video. Do you think that Professor Willow or any of the other Pokemon Go characters will be in this game? What are your thoughts on the news of Pokemon Go being integrated into the main games? Let me know. Share the video if you want to help support the channel. And finally, subscribe and hit the little bell icon if you want to stay up to date with all my content. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are set to take place in the Kanto region, and are also said to be games that are trying to capitalize on the success of Pokemon Go. Junichi Masuda, who's mainly a video game director and composer within the Pokemon company, has even stated in the past saying that he would one day want Pokemon Go and the main series Pokemon games to intertwine and be compatible with one another. Well, with these new Pokemon games, it looks like that day may come sooner than we all expected. The Pokemon Go series has introduced the only professor outside the main series professors to have a professor name that's based off of a tree, Professor Willow. All the side series or spin-off professors till Professor Willow just had other names. Even Professor Burnett, who was originally part of the Pokemon Dream Radar and then introduced as a character in the main series, doesn't share that trait with the main line of professors, which is quite interesting. But not as interesting as a recent piece of dialogue from Professor Willow himself. During the recently added research quest in Pokemon Go, Professor Willow will say the following: "Did you know that I used to assist Professor Oak? Working in a lab studying Pokemon was exciting, but I knew that the best work I could do was outside, all over the world." Meaning that Professor Willow is in fact a part of the main series, and that at one point, he was working under Professor Oak as his aide. Now obviously before hearing about Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, which by the way, it's so much easier for me to say Let's Go Eevee first than Let's Go Pikachu, but before hearing about those games, I went to go see which of Professor Oak's aides he could be. And while none of the aides really give us any clues as to whether they're Professor Willow or not, the only one that I'd say has a good chance of being Professor Willow would be the aide that gives you the Flash HM. As Professor Willow said earlier, he does his best work outside, and exploring different kinds of environments is what he's all about. And this aide is the only one in the game that's focused on any kind of environment and assists you in getting through Rock Tunnel, while all the other aides give you items like the item finder and the experience share. Now of course, this isn't enough evidence to prove that he's Professor Willow, but then again, that's perfectly alright, because it looks like we're going to be taking a visit to Kanto this year. Now as of the time of making this video, every bit of information that we have on these new Pokemon games have all been rumors, but they're credible rumors. A lot of the rumors have been stating that Pokemon Go integration will be big in these new games, and there are a lot of credible people who claim that we'll be revisiting Kanto with these new Pokemon games. Now, whether this is the same Kanto a few years in the future, 100 years in the future, or from the past, I don't know. But if we are revisiting Kanto, then in one way, shape, or form, I guarantee that the Pokemon Company will use this opportunity to seize the new Pokemon players that have been drawn into the main series because of Pokemon Go, with certain throwbacks, references, or lore to the characters of that game. And with this statement, they have the perfect opportunity to do so with Professor Willow, and even make him a very important character in the new games. If this game does take place a few years in the future, then it's possible that he still may be Professor Oak's aide, or a wandering professor, similar to the way Cedric Juniper was in Black and White, or how Oak himself was in the Sinnoh games. If it's 100 years into the future, then maybe Professor Willow will have some sort of legacy that we read up on, or maybe there's gonna be memory events like how they were in Black 2 and White 2. Regardless of what, the possibility to incorporate Professor Willow from a side series game into a main series game is definitely there. And like I said earlier, this has already been done with Professor Burnett, so who's to say that it can't happen again? And the timing of this dialogue from Professor Willow seems a little fishy, don't you think? I mean, we hear this from him, and then a few weeks later, we hear that we're gonna revisit Kanto? Yeah, it definitely gets a few eyebrow raises from me. But that's all I have for this theories or speculation like video. What do you guys think? Be sure to let me know. I didn't want to upload a video on these new games till we got direct confirmation, but I thought this was a great idea that was worth sharing, so I hope you enjoyed. And thank you for watching and listening to my ideas. Don't worry, I won't be flooding you with just Pokemon Let's Go videos. I plan to upload regular Pokemon videos too, but do stay tuned for some more Pokemon Let's Go videos as well. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next video, alright? Later.